really looking like it.
Yeah, I think how you worded it was great. Like their movements across the map look very, very crisp. A lot of that's going to come down to just the experience they have. True. So Ice again on the techies. You had a stellar performance. Him again is you're favoring you to their side.
Yes, but they might have also. They might be going for this switch again. You know, the Spirit Breaker, ZZQ just went up top and placed the Sentry Ward inside of that hard camp. So is he going to be paired together with the Weaver? Obviously, it makes a lot of sense, you know, melee ranged combination, but I really feel like Techies, he wants to be playing on the back lines of a lot of these engagements. He is not going to get value out of the Ion Shell. Maybe just thinking that Techies, maybe with the Sticky Bomb, a lot of the collateral damage coming from the explosion is going to effectively push the wave in, going to get you a bit of a level advantage and enable you to start diving onto these towers nice and early. Also, it's just Ice Techies.
The battle begins.
How many runes are they going to get this time, though?
Oh. Is he? No, sorry. Looks like it will not be 4. It will be 3, though, for Team 0.
Call it.
And they are... Call it. Well, they are going to set it up with the ranged melee pairing. So, not the double melee like we were expecting. Bottom... I wonder how much the right click from Ice is also going to be a bit of an issue for the lifesteal. I'm not quite sure. I'm very intrigued on why they're doing the ranged with the Darkseer.
I mean, yeah, Pugna's pretty fast, and Pugna has pretty good attack range as well, like 630 relative to the 700 on the Techie. So I feel like SJ is going to be able to do enough in this lane to be able to provide a little bit of pressure going back the other way. This is kind of goes back to what I was talking about in the previous game, though, where the... Oh, he's not going to be able to get that courier, which is a little unfortunate for SJ. Would have given him a bunch of extra money. But the Mango situation from him is going to need to be so important. He's already had to use 1, and he's already down to less than half mana. So you got to make sure that you're able to conserve this as long as possible, because, you know, by default, Techies already has like a 9 attack damage advantage over you. He's also got that, even though it's slight, extra range. And if you don't have mana to be able to use your Nether Blast with, things can go pretty poorly for you pretty quickly, like it is now.
Oh, they got him. What?
And the Techies.
All right. Ice. What a baller. Off to a great start down bottom. First Blood's going to be picked up, so more resources for him to be able to play the lane now. Really wonder what he's going to go with that 600 gold. Looks like it's going to be for 1 Blood Grenade and another set of Tangos. So bot's off to a good start. Do think mid's going to be favored for Gon. Like you said, Swashbuckle range, probably Batrider, one of the better heroes to be able to utilize that bit of a nerf that we saw. So we shall see how, if Gon is able to come out on top again, because you've got to keep in mind, you know, 70 did struggle in the early game of game 1. Yes. I don't know if this is lane dependent and maybe now with the patch dependent as well, but he has gone for that second point in Swash.
Yeah. Oh, the Swash. Okay, sorry, I was looking at the Batrider, because I actually even just had a look at when Dolem put a point into the Flame Break, and it was level 2. Obviously, it was in one of the side lanes as opposed to mid, but I really feel like, you know, maybe level 3, level 4, you can look to put a little bit of extra attention, because the damage is still there from the Flame Break. It's really just the slow that's been impacted. So you get a bunch of those sticky napalm stacks onto him, he's still going to take a lot.
Lastly, how are we expecting this top lane to go? Looks like CTY is having a pretty good time. ZZQ, I was going to say might get skewered back, but no real cool potential between the two. We're just expecting this to be a bit of a farm fest between the Weaver and the Mag.
I think so. I mean, again, Willow, in my opinion, is one of the better counters to the Spirit Breaker, just because, you know, you lay down the Brambles, has a harder time. You've got the Bedlam as a response, you've got the Terrorize to be able to stop a lot of his combos. Feels really nice. And, well, Dolem, he's gone stats on stats into the Iron Branch, and ZZQ really shouldn't be able to do too much to hinder his farm up on this top side. Like, he's going into the Vanguard. You have to wonder, like, what is he going to build it into? Is it going to be the Octarine style? Is it going to be, you know, just using it for the farming purposes? So bot lane, it's another death.
And it is.
Off the back of shoving the lane in.
Yeah, back to this top, because I'm very intrigued about the Vanguard. do you feel like CTY goes Maelstrom? Like, because that's kind of a way to address the Vanguard, so I wonder how much value you're going to actually get out of it.
It's also a case of, like, when do you get the Maelstrom, right? Because Falcon Blade, it's still a really key item to be able to have. It's just so efficient, right? Provides you a lot of what Weaver's lacking. You don't have a lot of strength gain. You don't have a lot of mana regen off the base, and it even just gives you a nice little bit of extra damage too.
As they might go for DQQ. A bit of poke and prod, nothing too crazy between the two. Meanwhile, it looked like mid, I didn't actually see what happened. See, Ice trying to jump on in. 70's got the swashbuckle to work with.
Ice's probably about to get another solo kill.
Yeah, is he going to? Gun's got some some bottle sips. And it looks like he's going to be okay.
Okay is relative.
Okay is not what's going to happen. It looks like, back into the bramble. Pretty cute, but he still does go down. At least he's able to bring the Pango into the grave with him. Well, Ice and DQQ duking it out.
And at least you've got DQQ here to be able to soak up a lot of this experience. You know, it's not going completely wasted underneath the tower. And we know very well that a Willow that has a lot of XP, it does a lot. You know, early level 6, you can really start to ramp up your effectiveness in terms of that pick-off potential. I mean, if you can get to a pretty similar Bedlam timing alongside of the Flaming Lasso, you can make pick-offs happen with just the two of you. Still though, Team Zero showing their individual prowess, all 3 lanes going well for them, and well, I mentioned that the Willow is a good response to the Spirit Breaker, but it's a lot of damage actually going out onto Ice.
Don's starting to stack up his own damage on ZZQ. SJ's even going to rotate over to yoink the kill. Thank you, my mid laner, for setting it up for me.
What even happened there? It was like he got caught in 2 different bramble mazes in a row. Like, I'm looking at the death summary, and it's like every second he was taking like 200 damage from bramble maze. That was really weird. Was it because... No, he doesn't have a reactive taser. I was thinking maybe like dispelling it and then walking into another one, but no.
I don't know when the flame break was used. I was going to say maybe stepped in one, then instant push into the other, but I didn't see.
That would make a lot of sense.
Does push the supports away from the side lane. Does look like all the cores though off to a pretty good time. I guess Mag not as much, but Dawn with now the Vanguard. 2 points in power, 2 point shockwave. He should be able to continue to farm and have a pretty good time here at the moment. Meanwhile, but it's a bit of a farm fest, which I think you're more happy with Darkseer. I mean, this is a hero that's actually Summer.
3-man rotation.
Danger.
Oh, he really wants that
and
little 6.
There's going to be no escape. He'll get the 6 now, can play around with the Infest, jumps into the creep, gone with the rotation. Has the lasso to stop the Rolling Thunder, but the damage, they're going to be able to bring him down before the secondary cast of it. So 7E tried to make the attempt to slow down Summer's game, but great reaction out of Gun, and he's already looking for more as well, but the Haste Rune activated, trying to chase Team Zero back towards their tower, but won't be able to get any more kills off the back of that.
I mean, we've been lauding the great individual plays coming out from Team Zero, but it has to be Holy Grail showing it there. You know, Lifestealer realizing how close he was to that level 6, really not focused on running, just focused on hitting a couple of extra creeps to be able to secure it. He's underneath a... Nah, he's
okay,
got
wow.
time lapse.
And the flame break usage is incredibly cute this game from Gun. Multiple times he's been able to bounce it back into the bramble. Now the side steps as well. But finally, 170 gets the first stun with how close he is to the wall. A second will shortly follow along with the death on Gun.
He's playing so well though, right? The perfect rotation with the perfect rune to be able to do it. Perfect use of the flaming lasso with flame breaks, like you've said, have been completely on point. This man is really setting himself out there as one of the potentials of like the victor of the proving grounds, I guess you could effectively say, right? Like, this is what Div 2 is about. It's about finding those next big stars, and Gun, he is showing his potential to be.
What do we think about CTY going Lincolns first? It's a very, very old Weaver build with some stats to beef you up, and a lot of time if you get stunned once, you can be blown up. So of course it's going to provide you some value versus something like the lasso, but what do we think overall about it?
I mean, it might just enable him to farm a little bit more aggressively away, right? And then if that means pushing the waves out, it means that you have more opportunities to be able to play around the Spirit Breaker and Darkseer combinations together, even just the techies, right? You know, you can layer out the Iron Shell onto the Spirit Breaker, techies looks to join in onto wherever the ganks are going to happen, and then the rest of the cores can go back to farming, and Weaver's not even going to die off the back of everything. So also just the Lincolns, you have to remember the Cornucopia as part of the build-up, does some damage, provides some mana regeneration, so even though it's not great in terms of like right-click damage overall, you're still going to be able to just spam out that Shikuchi off the back of having that and the Falcon Blade. He's barely tickling Dolem here.
Yeah. So I think concern with this build is that I still think it's very susceptible to dying to RP and Dark Willow AoE spells, as we see Gon. Oh man, Status Resist instantly got rid of the lasso. Gon was not really expecting that. They'll still get the kill, but how many points he got in that bulldoze?
One.
Only one. Why did man, it ended instantly. What the heck?
Yeah, level 1 lasso's not that long.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Like 1.5 seconds instead of 2.25. What do I think about the Lincoln?
Yeah, just hold that thought. If there's any fight for the power, not to be. With what I said, because I think there's still a lot of AoE damage. He might still be able to go down even with the Lincolns.
Sure, but it might be one of these cases of like, Darkseer feels like it's a pretty good game. They just want to try and like out-farm them at this very start. And it's going to enable things like dives onto Summer to happen.
Oh, CTY.
First.
Try and make his first rotation on the Summer, can get the in. They'll be able to.
Run away.
The teams nearby, they need to though. He's been the catalyst for the past couple of successful skirms. Him not here. Means that Team Zero have nothing to fear as 70. Even wanting to catch up this Summer. It's a pretty hefty rotation, and I think you're okay with the Dark Willow going down. Gon's going to cut mid. It's got the catapult wave, so this tower's going to take a lot of damage. Top lane, Dome, free farming as well. So I think you really don't care about the Willow going down.
No, absolutely not. I mean, the tower's eventually going to fall, but that was probably going to happen anyway off the back of that heavy rotation through. And yeah, you gladly take 2 cores farming for the price of 1. You take Summer getting into his neutral item, probably the better ones for a lifestealer to get in that Spark of Courage. And yep, they're even going to be able to find the Darkseer.
Big kill, slow his game down.
Is that balance?
TP now.
Spark of Courage, just getting 18 damage for free, especially on someone like a lifestealer that's always going to be healing. It is. Please pick up the tier 1 token, Summer. All right.
Oh no, I really.
It's a little buggy.
They haven't
at the moment.
fixed it. Yeah. It's been that way for a while now. Where like sometimes even if you have one in your inventory, I think it's when someone gives you a token and you haven't claimed yours yet. Then sometimes
it'll
got it
drop
out
of
on the ground.
Infest bomb creep that he was in.
Oh,
I think
maybe.
that's what he got the spark from. I don't know. It's weird.
Because yeah, we've seen mid lanes, EZQ. Flame. Does Flame Break stop charge? I don't remember. It looked like it just did then. Okay, so that's another thing. Okay. I mean, you mentioned the Dark Willow counters. Now you got the Bat Rider to prove to be an issue. ZZQ forced to TP up. Some of the continuing to farm very aggressively here with the lifesteal, going for this armlet first into the Sanjin Yasha next.
Playing around his Magnus as well, which obviously is going to buff up his farming capabilities. He's got wards to be able to play around with. He even did nearly half of the damage into the tier 2 tower up on the top side. I'm pretty sure Beyond just went away and yoinked that tier 1 item though that was hiding on the ground. So that's going to be a nice little boost coming through for them. Yep, picking it in the base.
Bye-bye, Ice Ice. Is he gonna go? No Flame Break.
This is that impact of the high-level Dark Willow, though, right? Like, you do a lot of damage as a support, and they've got setups for it. You know, the RP, the Lasso, even just the Decrepify can really just buff up what the Dark Willow is able to do on her own. And I really want to see them put a little bit more emphasis onto getting into that Aghanim Shard early on. You can also see, love the item build from DQQ. Realizes that we need a way to be able to get rid of a lot of these offensive buffs, or just to be set up for further usages of the Cursed Crown into the Bedlam. So Yule Scepter, perfect item for that.
man, even pop the Lincolns for CTY. Seems like there's so much value with the yours this game. You mentioned it early on, and now that we kind of continue to see as this game play out, feels like he's even going to get more value out of it. So you do also have SJ, who's a pretty high level on the Pugna, same with net worth too. So we'll see how he's going to be able to have some involvement as this game goes on, because it's very, very even between the two. Like either side hasn't really made the craziest move, like 4 or 5 men. We're still early on. It's just kind of been kind of the 2-3 men smokes across the map. It does look like finally though someone's going to try and posture a little bit more aggressively as Team Zero grouping up around this mid tower. We'll see if Holy Grail want to defend it or not.
I don't think so. They're actually still keeping the Wisdom Rune there as well, near their Tormentor.
Gone. Is he in trouble? It's a slow poke down from afar. 70 should be able to deal with the life drain, so they'll stop the medic, but he has repaired a decent chunk of the damage. Even Beyond's looking to get involved as well. They'll assassinate the Pugna into the backline. They've isolated Dome as well with the RP underneath the T2 tower, but the vacuum into the double blast off. It looks like Team Zero should be able to swarm deep, but DQQ will offer some assistance. Now Summer's rotated as well. Will slap away the life of the techies. Now wants to turn to 70 as well, but he's going to be lacking some control. So it looks like either side able to reset.
They could have just hit this tower. They got to stop a lot of these TPs from coming in.
Might be a bit too late for them to do it.
Yeah. So another fight that goes relatively well for Holy Grail. You know, they're able to defend their areas. It's really around SJ. Still able to use the nerfed version of the life drain to keep his core safe, but obviously at the cost of his own life. But took a little bit longer to do it than I'm sure they might have been hoping for. You know, just that casual cloak that he's holding on to, had the full magic wand charges onto himself as well. And even the Faded Brooch for his positioning on a hero that really isn't lacking for movement speed.
Radiant's middle tower.
Just a love tap from ZZQ. Hello, my friend. Thanks for the tower. Pretty low level on ZZQ, actually. Hope he's able to get some me time. He's a hero that also gets a lot of value out of some items if he's able to find that net worth. DQQ. He's got Summer with him. It's going to be a 2 for 2. Looks like Team Zero, though, playing a little bit more cautionary. Any more bottom lane, though, gone. Is he going to be in some danger? CTY doesn't really have much damage just yet. Gun will be able to deal with the bug. And they will not continue on for more. Meanwhile, 70 solo use of the Rolling Thunder with the help of the DD. Gets a big kill as well. So a lot of action going in our lanes, but finally it's going to be 1 kill picked up.
Yeah, you have to wonder about the Pugna pick, right? Like, is it going to be able to be all that impactful in a lot of these fights, right? Like, it doesn't have any hero that you, like, need to constantly be playing aggressively with. You can see Garn, he's, like, kind of preventing the lanes from getting pushed in while farming the jungle at the same time, trying to keep up in net worth. He doesn't quite have vision on him, but there we go. They get the charge through. But again, it's under a tower.
They have TPs. First one. Oh, all right, they have TPs indeed. That's everyone.
Waiting for the
bulldozer. They're going
bulldoze.
to try and turn it around now. DQ, 70 to the rescue. Diffuser Blade slow, helps get some separation. Still might, well, will tick out now with the Bramble connecting. That's a lot of information though. You only lose the Spirit Breaker, multiple TP, well again, every TP down to bottom, so they will have about a minute window where they can kind of do anything they want on the map.
It's true. CTY has to be a little bit careful here. You just picked up the Blink Dagger on the Magnus as well, but he doesn't have a TP to be able to join them
Lincoln's
down on this bottom side.
Fingers with the time lapse.
If you're going to go into a Blink Dagger on Mag, you got to make use out of it. I really don't want to see him just revealing out on the lane unless it's going to be able to secure a kill. And you can see, like, even moving away from this area that he could very easily be farming. Of course, Summer can go back and do it as well, but yeah, he just needs to join together with the Dark Willow, with the Bat Rider. Look to use this Bedlam, Lasso, RP combination to full effect. Team Zero not exactly making it easy, just keeping those lanes shoved in, playing aggressively themselves, putting Spirit Breaker on the front lines with that bulldoze.
They just got a double D-ward inside Radiant Jungle, so this fight now with the blink reveal gets that much more difficult without the vision.
And it's nighttime.
How do you find the opening? Maybe SJ tries to dangle his life.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Bomb's gonna be ready. RP drag back into the Terrorize. They've got the lasso instead. Beautifully done, and that was the thing we were worried about. Meanwhile, top lane though, Summer's going to be in a lot of danger. Rainbow TPs, can he stay alive long enough? He's got to get pretty cute with the armlet toggles. At least the first TP is going to be SJ. Provides him an infest target. And as soon as they see the backup, Team Zero, they're going to do a quick U-turn and get out.
Well, they get that good value out of it. You know, once again, it was a really long-range use of... What even was it that ended up being able to pop the Linkens in the first instance? I don't think Willow was close enough for the Cursed Crown.
Was Pugna? Pugna was there, right? Probably just Decrep or Life Drain?
Yeah, probably Life Drain. It's Decrep's tiny range too. If you're getting close enough, you're probably dead.
But that's always going to be the thing, though. You will always get RP'd, and that is into skewer back to the team.
Yeah.
And that's going to be enough time for them to be able to get rid of the Lincoln. So he's going Deso next item on CTY, so it feels like he needs a damage. I really wonder what he wants to go afterwards, if it's going to be a little bit more survivable, what the choice is going to be for the Weaver.
Yeah, maybe something like Manta wouldn't be the worst for him, just to be able to, again, get out of the Decrep, get out of the Brambles, get out of the sticky napalms that he might have on him, not force him to go into like an earlier time lapse that he might like. Gives plenty of stats too.
Very, very even game we've got though. Minimal net worth lead for Team Zero. Do you feel like there's a side that's happier with the status of this game 20 minutes in?
Before I answer that, I'm just having a look at like some of the people that we haven't really been talking about, and Beyond is probably number one. Look at his quick buy, an Orchid on a Darkseer. When do we see that come through?
When have we? Because we definitely have, right?
Sure, but it's been like a mid-Darkseer, I think, when it's been picked up or something like that, that's just looking to be a little bit more active.
Was there not some crazy offlane that we're going Orc? Maybe I'm thinking of a different hero mid lane. RP, drag back, chain control. No value out of that item. Dome wanting to shut him down completely, and he's done so back-to-back fights. 2 deaths in a row is really going to see TY's.
I gotta say, I mean, 1 death, it's understandable. They didn't know the situation with the Blink RP. Second one, that's probably the only mistake that you can afford this entire game. If he, hello? Techies?
Yeah, I seen some danger. Just tries can, but meanwhile, gone. He's found an opening with the lasso. And look, separate. They're making sure that there's no off to the backboard to potentially turn it around. So Holy Grail, bit of a pep in their step, find multiple kills. Doms even looked EQ as well, but when our vision, regardless, a great fight into a T1 tower. They can now look to lead into the jungle, get a little bit of farm, or be able to drop some vision.
Man, Dom probably would have been able to get a Blink Skewer back onto the Pango as well, but Pango is holding onto the Dragon Scale, so he had that Afterburn still dealing that ticking damage. They finally ping out their Wisdom Rune. They've got 2. It's matured. So, I mean, honestly, give me the Willow picking that one up. Get level 12 as quickly as possible. Looks like he should get it anyway with SJ picking up both of them. But, yeah, I'm just wondering like how the Darkseer is going to be able to play together with the rest of the team around this Orchid, you know, right? Because what I was saying before the rest of that fight broke out is that CTY, that's the one mistake that he could afford to have. You know, he needs to realize that if I can't see the Magnus, I am under threat of dying unless I'm farming like incredibly safe inside my jungle. Both of the times he's been like, you know, in the middle of the map away from a tier 1 tower or like underneath a tier 2 at bottom. With this Deso, might be looking to provide himself with a little bit of extra survivability off the back of the Aegis of the Immortal. Lucky shot as well, helping them take it nice and quick.
They
got a tier 2 top. It's a bit of a trade.
Yeah, bit of a trade. Gonna be happy with that now though. I would like to see them group up now on Team Zero, because there is still always that opportunity where if CTY is split pushing, where you'll just be happy to RP and kill the first life and just reset and have a minute of farming. So Team Zero, they will play together. Already see that Holy Grail are starting to group down bottom. Summer is a huge item in the Nullifier. He's so rich. Those back-to-back kills, he's completely separated himself with CTY's net worth. So this Nullifier is going to be a really big issue for Team Zero in these upcoming fights now.
Yeah, for sure. Be careful he doesn't get caught at the start of the fights, though. Maybe they're just trying to bait.
Kill him? We'll see. They'll try and jump. Dom's always going to be ready to counter-initiate. The Rolling Thunder pass
Keep
through.
him away
Ice
from the
Ice is
infest
holding the
target.
chain control, but Summer activates the Rage and now turns. Beats onto Ice Ice. Now CTY be able to get the Sakuchi up to the north, but it's an all-out retreat. 7-8. Well, they'll be able to stop him short.
gotta get him all.
Jules to cancel the TP. As this was not the fight they were looking for. They thought they had the damage of the Lifestealer, able to shrug it off with ease.
Just another one of these games, you know, where the lanes go much better than we were expecting off the back of, like, a weird setup. You know, the Techies Darkseer lane still went pretty well, but you ran the Spirit Breaker into the Willow, you took the Spirit Breaker away from the Darkseer. It'll go back a little bit more in, like, Team Zero's favor off the back of still having this Aegis, off the back of... Oh, they didn't even have to pop the RP, I guess. That's the downside. But Spirit Breaker's got the Shadow Blade now for himself as well, so maybe you won't be able to get that Bramble set up. Maybe he's actually going to be enabled in these next few fights.
He's crazy. He's crazy. No, okay. Well, might need an ulti, though. They're going to get the lasso. They'll kill him a second time. Got RP at the ready. Let's see how quick the fingers are going to be. There's the Bramble. Instant setup after the Aegis. That is a crazy play to try and cut 2 waves. He got away with the first one. Thought he could get away with the second, but Holy Grail reacted in time. And now they might even be able to get ZZQ top lane. Harpoon is online. Don't skewer back into gun. This is starting to get pretty messy.
So that's kind of the way that I was expecting CTY to be playing, right? Off the back of this Lincolns. It means that you are afforded to play like that, but not if you know that they're all down there already. You kind of want to bait out movements to the other side of the map to enable the rest of your team to be able to farm while still being survivable yourself. But, I mean, he just ran into the Lion's Den there and, you know, got instantly wiped out. Again, it cost a lot of heroes to be able to do it. And, you know, I was about to say at least everyone else was farming, but then you have the poor Spirit Breaker who, even with that Shadow Blade, still dies at the end of everything.
This is not like Zero had this crazy late game Darkseer potential against the Terrorblade or Morphling. Like, you've gone this Orchid, and now Lifestealer already pretty much has a Satanic. I mean, he's still 1,200 gold away, but with how much farm he's been getting, that's not going to take too long at all. So,
Can they kill Dawn?
They may be able to. He's got the boys starting to tip in. Have they got the damage?
Oh, DQQ.
Oh my lord, they can't even kill Dome. Everyone shows up to keep him alive. Holy Grail, quick on the TPs for another time this game. Just the boys always there, the nick of time gone. Back-to-back performances for him. He's been exceptional, 8-2 and 12. It is all Holy Grail's game, and they're looking for CTY as well. They got the ward on the cliff. They are well aware of where the Weaver is farming. Let's see if the two is going to have enough between Dome and DQQ. RP on down for another 10. Or Terrorize as well, so it's going to be difficult.
Ooh, just off the mark.
Oh, great read though. Goes out to the right, so they'll get the yours. Won't be able to set up for the Bramble, but it has bought enough time for the RP to be back up. So as the time lapse to be able to play with a CTY. Just gets it off. He might be able to find it. Who's the buy for Dire? Blink away. Destroys one, but not the second.
God, I hate that little one.
Just listen to the Dark Willow's voice like, God, I hate that little rat.
Wait, what? Is that what it said?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Summer? Are they? We saw what happened last time. This guy seems very untouchable.
Even got Dom there playing under that high ground vision.
They're going to go for CTY. Got the burst potential. They do not.
They need Bat Rider.
They'll drag it back though. Someone needs to protect CTY. Ice going to be able to jump in. Still Summer's ready to go. Garn finds the last of the target's going to be the Weaver. Summer instantly turns his attention over to CTY. Can it get out though? Weaver will pop to the damage over time. Beyond's going to be able to get a decent wall combo off, but
Willow's
no
coming.
one is there to follow up. It's just to kill onto
Blink
the
yours.
Pugna. ZZQ is going to try and buy them some valuable seconds to get the other members out of danger.
They want more.
But it's a sacrifice of his own
break.
life, and Beyond looks like he might not be able to escape as well. Lasso up in 8 gun. He can continue the chase. The Sticky continuing to be built up. He'll even pop the beak at B. Why not? They want to completely shut down Beyond, and they'll be able to do so. 70? Are they going to kill him? Surely they get DTQ. Are you serious? Can he get on the swashbuckle? He won't even be able to go for it because Garn's damage is incredible. Might be forced to use a defensive Rolling Thunder. It is not needed to keep his life, but man, Holy Grail are just demolishing them.
Yeah. Who would you say is playing the best this game? Not
Gone.
team, individual players. I mean, DQQ has been pretty good, man.
DQQ has been very good. And I also think just those two RPs that Dom had, just nothing crazy. It's really
Changed the
nothing
game.
crazy, but it's just his read. It's just like, all right, that's the only person I need, right? So, go for the Weaver, RP him, kill him 2 times. Now we see C2Y has no game. So if we're going to say MVP, at least at this stage, I'd definitely give it to Garn, but it's felt like everyone has had their moments.
Dire's middle
Dom
tower
hasn't
is
some
under
sort of aversion to picking up a TP scroll, even when he's got the money for it. Like, this is one thing that I really don't like about how he plays the game. Because, like, now if they see this underneath the vision, he probably isn't going to show himself on the creep wave, but he did briefly. Like, Weaver is enabled to go for this, like, ballsy start, because he's still got the Lincoln Sphere, and you need that RP to be able to catch him out. You can even see ZZQ's protecting him, so they're trying to go for a bit of a trade here, but actually charging all the way back to base is that Spirit Breaker. Look at the line drawn by Khan on the map as well, saying he's coming from here, boys.
are fortified.
And they'd be able to stop it, though.
It's a hard defense, though. Like, how do you stop Summer? Because as soon as you show, you have to expect more than likely a ward's going to be set up.
Ooh,
Infest comeback, CTY. Lincoln's pop. Lasso there. And the damage provided from Summer.
The gem on Summer, just revealing all. Maybe just expecting that, you know what, it's a Bat Rider. Maybe he has it. The Lifestealer probably wasn't expecting him to have it off the back of that, but it's really given them a ton of value this time around. I hear an RP.
That, yeah, onto Beyond, it looks like. And they even have a vision of Ice. So Ice retreating to the right. So they should catch up to him. What do you know? Lasso's about to be back up. 50-second cooldown. Very cool, very cool. So Ice, you know, he had a great start to the techies once again. But he'll make him work for it, even forcing out a BKB from Garn. He's proving to be a bit of a pest. Someone's able to catch up to him. Flawless. I don't know how Garn gets it, but of course he deserves it as well. But Summer 609. Another catch as well from Dome. Skewer back into the lasso.
Yoink.
Easy like that.
Man, Willow's even going for an Octarine herself. I mean, for a hero like the Bat Rider, honestly, you kind of like the new build-up as well. You know, you want more mana regeneration coming through from that Octarine core. Same sort of thing with like an Invoker. You're not really lacking for, you know, the HP regen off the back of it for both of these heroes, so... Oh. You can't make a turnaround. You need that Spirit Breaker. The only reason these team fights haven't gone even worse for Team Zero right now has been off the back of ZZQ. And I mean, the man is 1-7-0, but I really feel like his impact has been much higher than that.
This could be the final fight of the game. Fake back from
We talk
Holy
about them
Grail.
playing around at their vision. I mean, there's a ward inside your base, my guys. You can't reveal out of position. They'll take a freebie.
And there's going to be no response. Team Zero will have to watch their support die. No buyback as well for him, so 40 seconds with a 4v5. They might just RP Dome. Think it's pop. They got a glimpse.
Got
Runs
him.
into the bramble. Does get the time lapse off. Now the
CTY
counter
save.
is going to be there as well. Beyond tries to get in, drops down the wall, but gets no illusions. And how are you going to be able to take the fight now for Team Zero? Dome solo used the
what a
RP
catch.
onto the pain clear. This might be able to enable CTY if he's not really too concerned about any stuns, but they are just way too far behind. They can't take fights with a numbers disadvantage. As Holy Grail will break the surge, catch up to him, and now even look to CTY as well.
You can't go for more rat play, can you, CTY? You can't try and pick off SJ, can you? Oh, he sees him. He's bottling up a little bit. Kill the Pugnut. Oh, not fast enough.
Oh,
Who's got the gem? That's got the gem now.
get up to him. Bye-bye,
Lasso's
CTY.
up, by the way. All right, let's give Gun the MVP.
Has he died? 2 deaths. GG.
Twice.
Very, very solid performance from Holy Grail. They'll give Team Zero their first defeat. Of course, they've, in all their victories...